Hey guys, Dr. Stephanie here, and today we're talking about how to get rid of tennis elbow. So tennis elbow or lateral epicondylitis is usually pain right here, kind of at the tip of the outside of the elbow. Sometimes you have pain down into your forearm as well, towards the hand, and it's most commonly caused, not usually by playing tennis, although it can be caused by playing tennis, but just repetitive activity. So even sitting at a computer, using a mouse, kind of using the mouse a lot, typing a lot. The wrist extensor muscles are the muscles that bring your wrist up like this. And those muscles attach to this bone right here, the lateral epicondyle. And that's part of the humerus, this bone up here. And so those muscles, the tendons attach right to that bone, and then they run down your forearm into your hand, and they do this motion. Some of them also do this motion. So if you do a lot of repetitive movements like typing, like playing tennis, like painting, then that can irritate those muscles and those tendons and cause pain right in that area. So I'm going to show you some things you can do if you have pain there to get rid of the pain. The goal is really to work on strengthening those muscles here. It's also good to strengthen your shoulder and upper arm muscles to kind of give support to that elbow. And then also you want to kind of modify some of the activities that you do. So just be aware of what you're doing. So if you're constantly in a position like this, maybe your desk is just not at the right level and your hands have to be up here, maybe adjust your desk so that you're not in so much wrist extension all the time. But basically all you need today, we're going to use a loop resistance band, a small weight. I have a 3-pound, but everyone's going to be different. You can start off with 1 pound, but if that even is too tough, you can start off with no weight and then gradually work your way up. I'm also going to use a lacrosse ball. If you don't have a lacrosse ball, use a tennis ball, and I'll show you what we're going to do with all of this. So we're going to start, and movement's kind of the best medicine for this because it may hurt and feel like you don't want to move it, but if you don't move it, it kind of stiffens up and you don't want it to stiffen up. So to start out, we're going to start out with a warm-up, and we're going to say that it's in my right arm. So you're just going to bring your wrist up and down, kind of move hand up and down, and you just want to get those muscles moving. So you can keep your elbow bent here, you can put your arm straight out in front of you, whatever feels most comfortable. You just want to move up and down. You want to do that about 15 times. Just go up as far as you can and then go down as far as you can. Just back and forth here. Just getting a good warm up. It shouldn't hurt. It may be a little bit uncomfortable, especially if you're having pain there, but that's okay. And then from there, you want to turn back and forth. So this is called supination and pronation. You just want to move that forearm. You don't want to move your upper arm too much, so you can keep your arm by your side, or you can kind of hold your elbow just so you're moving just your forearm. And just back and forth 10 or 15 times, just to kind of warm it up. And then once that's good and warmed up, we're going to do some radial deviation. And that's just bringing your thumb up towards you. And you want that motion to come from the wrist here. So you want to kind of hold your elbow or keep your elbow by your side and just lift your thumb up towards you 10 or 15 times. Just get a good warm up there. And then we'll get into some more strengthening and other movements. Okay, so after we do that, we're going to grab a weight. So I got my 3-pound. You use whatever's good for you. I generally recommend starting with 1 to 3 pounds. Just see how you feel. So this one, you can hold your elbow again, or you can hold your arm out straight. But what we're going to do is some wrist circles. So thumb's going to be up towards the ceiling. Hold kind of the bottom of the weight, and you're just going to make a big circle with the weight here. Just make it as big of a circle as you can. And you want to keep your forearm in that neutral position. So forearm right here. And you're just going to make 10 or 15 circles. So just circle around. And if you find while you're doing this, it hurts a lot, a little bit of pain is okay, but if it hurts too much or pain increases, then you can lower the weight or you can start with no weight. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing but go the opposite direction. It's 10 or 15 times, making a big circle. Nice and slow too. You don't want to make real fast circles. So just go in that circle. And again, if you feel like you're fatiguing too quickly or you're getting increased pain, you can lower the weight or just drop the weight. Okay, so then from there, we're actually going to grab our lacrosse ball, and you can use a tennis ball, like I said, or a golf ball even, any type of ball. You just want it to be firm so you can have some firm pressure, because what we're going to do, so usually the muscles that are irritated are these muscles here on your forearm, kind of on the outside of your elbow. So you're going to place the ball there. And another thing you can do with this too is you can just roll the ball there or place the ball on a counter and just roll your forearm out along that ball. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold this ball here, and you can find a spot that's tender. I wouldn't do it right on the bone. Make sure it's on the muscle, but place the ball there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to rotate the weight back and forth. So it's kind of like a self-massage, kind of mobilizes that muscle so that you're kind of releasing any tightness and any pain in that area. And so we're going to go back and forth 10 or 15 times once again. You can move the ball as well. So if you have more than one kind of tight spot or tender spot, just find that spot. And then do another 10 or 15 times. You don't want to do too much. So if you're moving the ball a lot, I wouldn't do more than like 20 to 30 total. Okay, so we're gonna put the weight down, and like I said again, you can just kind of roll this ball out if you want to, or place it on a counter and roll. Do that for about 30 seconds to a minute. Okay, so then we'll grab the weight again actually. So we're gonna hold this weight, and you're gonna hold it kind of out in front of you, but you want your elbows bent because you want most of the motion to be coming from your forearms. So what we're gonna do is we're going to spin the weight. So we're gonna take one hand, we're gonna rotate it forward, and then take the other hand, rotate forward, and then just alternate rotating the weight forward. Just nice and slow, grab bottom, rotate forward. And you can do this 10 or 15 times. You can also, if you want to time it, do 20, 30 seconds. So I'm just going to go like that. Just forward. We'll do a couple more times, and then we're going to go the opposite direction. Okay, so now we're going to grab the weight from the front and bring it back like this. Bring it back towards you. Just one hand over the other. And just keep going. And it's okay if your arms lift up a little bit, but you don't want to just keep on going up. You want to kind of keep it right out in front of you like this. So again, 10 or 15 times, 20, 30 seconds. You probably will start feeling a little bit of fatigue in those muscles. That's totally okay. Okay, so then we're going to do one more exercise. So now we're going to take our loop band and we're going to wrap it around the weight here, and then grab the other end with the other hand. And so you can just hold on to this however is comfortable. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of a resisted supination. So keep your elbow by your side, and you want to keep your forearm your elbow bent in a 90-degree angle. So forearm right out in front of you. Hold this band on the weight, hold your hand on the other side, and you're just going to rotate to the side. And again, 10 or 15 of these. You're just going to rotate here. If the weight feels like it's too difficult, or the band strength, you can go down on either of them. You want to go all the way over and then all the way back. So rotate, so palms all the way up towards the ceiling and then back. 10 or 15 of those. Do a couple more. Okay, so try all of those. That's just kind of building our forearm strength, loosening up those muscles, and getting rid of that pain. So you can do those every day if you want to. You don't want to see an increase in pain with the exercises. So if you are seeing that, maybe just back off a little bit, do fewer reps or a lower weight. But try those, and hopefully that helps with your tennis elbow pain.